What is going on, trainers? DrumVillain here, bringing you some more Pokemon Go PvP content, and today we're taking a look at Cobalion in the Master League. Now, Cobalion is not really a meta pick for the Master League, but it does beat Dialga and Zacian according to the simulations on PvPoke, so I decided to give it a go and see how it was performing because I was running into nothing but Zacian leads and Dialga leads, and I thought, what can I do to mix this up and actually shut these two down? Remember, I have a Hundo Cobalion that I actually got from the Go Battle League last year when it was available as a reward through that, and I'd already maxed it out, so I thought, why not? Let's put it on and see how it performs. We will be using the best buddy boost on Cobalion, so it will be level 41, just to max out the performance that we can get out of it and show its true potential in the Master League. It will be running its legacy move Sacred Sword, which the last couple of times it's been available to actually catch it has come with that move, and it did come with it for me. I haven't had to spend an Elite Charge TM on Cobalion for it. If you don't have Sacred Sword, it does have access to close combat as well, so I wouldn't stress too much about Elite TMing it to have Sacred Sword. It's a Dragon Claw clone, so it's only 35 energy, which makes it relatively spammy, but also it is running Metal Claw as a fast move, which is ironically its best fast move, which isn't a very good fast move at all in general, so you're still going to get to those Sacred Swords a little bit slower than you might be used to some Pokemon getting to their moves in the Master League. It does also have access to Iron Head as a charge move, as well as Stone Edge. We're going to be opting for Stone Edge since we're hoping that the Metal Claw will be outputting any steel type damage that we need onto fairies, onto Zacians, and then Stone Edge is a nice accent to damage and also means that it can threaten flyers like Ho-Oh quite heavily. That will hit pretty hard on a Ho-Oh, the reasonable damage to a Lugia or an Yveltal, and it's good neutral damage in a lot of the matchups against Pokemon that are resisting fighting otherwise. We're going to be pairing Cobalion with my Hundo Altered Giratina, as well as my Lugia that will also be running its legacy move Aeroblast. This probably isn't the best set of Pokemon to pair with Cobalion, but also I was struggling to kind of think of what I could use to cover Cobalion's weaknesses, since it loses to a lot of things in the Master League. Pretty much anything that's not a fairy or Dialga, it loses to. So you've really got to kind of land on your matchups with this thing. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this is not a meta pick. It is not an anti-meta pick, apart from the exclusive use against Zacian and Dialga. Pretty much you're just going to want to kind of line this thing up with those two or Charmers like Togekiss. But really, this was for a bit of fun, test it out, and I hope that you guys enjoy these battles as much as I did, because they are quite entertaining just to see the performance that it puts in the Master League. If you're new here, consider subscribing and let's jump into some battles. Now, one thing that this team does have going for it is that it is quite bulky. Cobalion has quite a low CP for the Master League compared to the legendaries, but it is pretty chunky. Now, the first match we get a Metagross lead, which is kind of wild for the Master League in general, but I understand its place, people do use it. But they swap out into an Ice Fang Hippowdon, which is absolutely crazy spice. They're bringing the spice as well as me with the Cobalion. I have no idea what moves this has. I'm pretty sure it has a ground move, so I have to shield up. But also I can't swap out of this matchup, because for one, we've got Giratina to line up with the Metagross later, but also this is an Ice Fang Hippowdon. That's going to be doing super effective to both Giratina and to Lugia. And what I didn't realise was that the Weather Ball coming from Hippowdon is Weather Ball Rock. I wasn't sure of the energy gain and the counts for it, so I do shield the Rock Weather Ball. The opponent decides to swap back into Metagross, realising that they might not have too much to worry about against Cobalion with a Metagross, but this means we can swap Giratina in now, and this is a pretty good matchup for us. Going to build up a lot of excess energy and go for probably back-to-back Shadow Sneak here just to take it out. Maybe a Dragon Claw here will be enough, but we actually lose CMP tie. We shouldn't have thrown the extra Shadow Claw there, but we're going to let Giratina go down and come in with Cobalion and farm down. You can see the Bullet Punches are doing pretty much nothing, whereas our Metal Claws are also doing pretty much nothing. That's just it's just the way it goes. We're going to shield this up. It's just another Weather Ball. It turns out it takes Hippowdon a very long time to get to Earth Power or Earthquake, so really that's both shields wasted in this matchup. But they've got a Rhyperior in the back. Can Cobalion sweep this team? Can it chip down the Metagross, take out the Hippowdon and the Rhyperior with the Sacred Sword spam. It's not hitting for very much. It's a pretty weak move. Cobalion does not have a high attack stat, but we're chipping it down. And now all shields are down. Can we survive this move? And can we farm down this Rhyperior? The match is sealed because we've got a full health Lugia in the back, but we are able to Metal Claw down. Cobalion sweep. It's absolute upset in the Master League. I bet you guys never thought you would see a Cobalion take out 3 Pokemon in the Master League. And yeah, Giratina put some serious work in on the Metagross for us, but also Cobalion definitely carried that match for us. Now, next matchup we get an Excadrill lead, and this isn't ideal. Excadrill does outpace Cobalion to the charge move. They do get to a draw, and after 5 more shots, I believe it takes Cobalion 6 Metal Claws to get to the Sacred Sword, and the Sacred Sword will not quite one-shot Excadrill. It is, like I said, just a Dragon Claw clone, so Excadrill's pretty squishy. It hits it pretty hard, but it won't one-shot it. So we swap out to Lugia, hoping to catch a draw run, which we don't, and they swap in a Giratina to punish us, which is absolutely horrendous. We do pull a shield with a Sky Attack bit, which is nice when I throw the second Sky Attack for the chip damage, and then we're just going to they have to throw to take us out here, which isn't too bad for us, and I believe we're going to come in and farm down this Giratina, probably with our Giratina, I would say, just because we're pretty sure that Excadrill is still loaded. We feel like Giratina might be the win condition in this game. We just gotta hope they've got something in the back that they might struggle to handle our Giratina and Cobalion with. And they've got a Togekiss, which, if we could have taken switch advantage, would be fantastic for Cobalion. But obviously we're going to swap back into Cobalion. The Excadrill comes in. We're going to shield up this draw run because it would do absolutely truckloads of damage. We've got nearly 2 Sacred Swords here. Are we going to pull a shield with this first one? We do, which is nice. We're going to get this second one off before they get to another draw run. You're going to see how much damage this does. As you're going to see, it's a respectable chunk for sure, but also our Metal Claws are resisted. There's no way in hell we can farm down. So all we're hoping for now is to farm down Excadrill with Giratina and hope that with all this truckload of energy, we can Shadow Sneak this Togekiss into Oblivion, which is unlikely. They sneak a Charm through as we throw our first Shadow Sneak, which is horrendous for us. We're going to throw another Shadow Sneak, and we're just not going to get enough here. It's not going to be enough damage. It's a respectable effort for sure from Giratina. They're actually going to throw to take us out, which, fair enough. They want to guarantee that we're not going to get one more Shadow Sneak in, and they're going to take that game. Interestingly enough, we did push that game close enough to where if we had have successfully caught the draw run on Lugia, we might actually have been able to win that game. Next matchup, Giratina lead, which is, again, awful for Cobalion. The Metal Claws aren't resisted, but you do have to go for the Stone Edge to do any reasonable charge move damage, since the Sacred Sword is double resisted. So we decide to swap out to Lugia, and it tempts them to stay in because generally Giratina is a good answer to Lugia, but that Dragon Tail damage does add up and we can put some serious work in. Now we can let this go, no matter what move it is, we will survive it. Although, no, we're going to shield it with a Shadow Ball. We're going for controlling switch advantage, like definitively. We assume they might be weak to Lugia with them staying in with Giratina that long, and they come in with Zacian. They're going to throw the Wild Charge. It doesn't quite KO. We get off this Aero Blast. This is going to force at least one shield out of them. Yep, so we get the shield, that's nice. Since they chose to swap out and they're locked in, we're going to bring in Cobalion, and you can see that the Metal Claws are really digging in here. Obviously mainly thanks to the fact that it's now quadruple debuffed this session, and we're just going to keep on chipping away. You can take the close combat comfortably. Now that it's quadruple debuffed, the Sacred Sword does a respectable chunk. We farm down, a Ho-Oh comes in to farm us down. We're going to get to the Stone Edge. Does Ho-Oh suspect that Cobalion's got Stone Edge? Bang! Absolutely annihilates that Ho-Oh. And we do get farmed down, which is very scary. Ho-Oh with energy and shields down and a shield advantage is terrifying. So we're going to bring in Giratina, and we get a huge lag spike, and we're able to farm down the Ho-Oh. I think this opponent might actually have thrown their phone from the Stone Edge. It's hard to say. But I do believe even without the lag, if there was lag that was preventing the opponent from throwing their Brave Bird on Ho-Oh, I do believe would have taken that match. Giratina can survive a Brave Bird comfortably, would have still been able to farm down, and their Giratina was very low. Alright, a dream lead in match 4, Dialga. Let's see Cobalion put that work in. And as you can see, we're tanking the Dragon Breath, but they catch. Who even knows the counts on a Cobalion to catch? I mean, we even overcharged a little bit because we thought they might try to catch. and they managed to catch a Sacred Sword, which is awful because otherwise, swapping into that hole, we could have gone for a Stone Edge and either forced a shield or massive damage, and that would have put us in a fantastic position. And maybe they didn't intend to catch, maybe they just decided to swap and they're a little nervous about Cobalion and we just threw it an unlucky time. It's hard to say, but it really did cost us. It was a very, very good catch, intentional or not, from the opponent. We're going to have to shield up and farm down this hollow entirely. We've got a boatload of energy now that we're just going to throw into the Dialga. It will be pretty close to a charge move, so we do want to throw straight away to make sure that we don't have to shield again to get this energy off. And these Dragon Claws are going to add up. You see that they're single, they're not resisted, sorry, they're neutral damage, but also we've got nearly 3 of them because we built up so much energy. So we're going to get 3 off. It's going to get the Dialga very, very low, and then we can bring Cobalion in. Now, another good thing about Cobalion is that the Iron Head does very, very little damage. They throw a Draco, it's going to hurt, but again, it's not going to one-shot. It's actually a Thunder. You see, we still take it fairly comfortably. Going to swap to Lugia, and they've got a Giratina in the back. And this is just bad news bears for us. Now, especially that our Giratina's spent. We're down at a shield disadvantage. They do try and bait us with Ominous Wind, which isn't too bad for us. I believe we're going to let this go as well. It's definitely a second Ominous Wind. Now, we're going to shield up. We're getting very, very low at this point. We're going to go for the double Sky Attack. Maybe we can get to a Stone Edge on Cobalion to finish them off if they do double shield here. It's hard to say. We're going to build up excess energy. They are going to throw another Ominous Wind, which actually isn't bad because they could have built up excess energy here. We're going to survive, throw the Sky Attack. They actually swap in and catch on Dialga. This is horrendous for us, but now can Cobalion make it to a Stone Edge to finish off? It will have to be a Stone Edge, and we're not quite able to get there. Maybe one Metal Claw short, which is a little bit of a shame. The Ominous Wind will take us out, and again, the opponent pretty much having to catch moves to actually prevent us from taking that game. They were redirecting energy all over the place, and we probably could have taken that win, but the opponent made fantastic catches and definitely earned themselves that win. Now, Togekiss lead. Ideally, this is a good lead for Cobalion, but as you can see, the charms are still chunking away, not as fast as they do against some other Pokemon in the neutral matchups. As we've said, Cobalion is very, very bulky, and they're going to swap out into a Garchomp. Probably a little unsure what to actually do about Cobalion. It's definitely going to throw a lot of people off because, honestly, how often have you seen this thing in PvP at all, let alone in the Master League? And we're going to bring in Lugia to the Garchomp since the Dragon Tail is going to be hitting for some nice, super effective damage. And we were going to throw a Sky Attack quite a bit earlier, but when we realised they're just going straight Sand Tomb spam, we realised we could actually just farm down and not throw any energy at all and have an Aero Blast loaded for whatever comes in. We are triple debuff to our defense now, so we are going to have to throw straight away. One charm might take us out, might take 2, but still, we get that shield straight away. We get the attack boost, which is absolutely good, I guess. Doesn't really put much work in since we got a shield and the Dragon Tail's double resisted, but still, it's kind of nuts to see that boost trigger sometimes. We get a shield with the Stone Edge, and now we're at a 2 shield advantage in a shiny Giratina showdown, Altered versus Origin. Who's going to take the win? I mean, we got 2 shields. They can Ominous Wind bait us all they want. I mean, if they get the boost, we're not looking very good here, but we're going to be able to spam these Dragon Claws and hopefully take them out. Maybe before they get to 3 Ominous Winds, we're going to throw one more Shadow Claw, throw this Dragon Claw. Should be enough to take them out. I believe if they throw now, we don't even need to shield. We could, because then we can guarantee getting to a Shadow Sneak against the Togekiss to potentially finish it, but we want to save the shield for the Cobalion to make sure that we can get to one more Stone Edge to finish them off, because this Togekiss is still pretty healthy. Again, we get lucky with the Togekiss also not getting a boost. A boost could have really cost us heavily in this game. They're really fishing for it. We swap Cobalion back in. We're going to make it to this Stone Edge. Pretty close. Maybe a couple more charms would have finished us, but this is going to absolutely smash the Togekiss to pieces. It does big damage even to a healthy Togekiss, and that's going to give us the win and a 3-2 set, which is kind of crazy, but also you love to see something spicy taking some wins in the Go Battle League, especially in the Master League that's normally just so heavily dominated by the same 4 or 5 Pokemon. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this team is not a good team. I do not recommend you to use this team. I do not recommend you to use Cobalion. This was the only positive set I did, trying to go positive with Cobalion, I probably dropped about 200 ELO points trying to make this Pokemon work in a team, so drop a subscribe for my fallen ELO for the sacrifices that we make to bring you guys some spicy teams, some spicy Pokemon being used. But it's a lot of fun at the same time, and like I said, I already had one built, I already had it maxed out at level 40, so it was just the investment of 100,000 dust for the second charge move, which is still pretty damn expensive, but still, it's not as bad as powering it up from scratch for sure. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know down below. If you've chosen to subscribe to the channel, you're an absolute legend, and thank you for that. And regardless, I hope that Master League is going well for you, and I will catch you guys next time.